Ready.
Hello, this is State Senator Jeff Stone with my weekly Capitol Update. In the 1960s, Clint Eastwood starred in a series of 3 movies about gunslingers determined to find a treasure chest of gold buried in the Old West during the Civil War. The titles of those 3 movies pretty much sums up this legislative year here in Sacramento. The first movie was A Fistful of Dollars, which this year means the massive amount of tax dollars the state of California collects from hardworking families like you and spends on big government programs each year. The second film, For a Few Dollars More, these days seem to relate to the seemingly never-ending appetite of the legislative Democrats to raise taxes and fees so they can spend more of our taxpayer dollars on yet building a bigger bureaucracy. The final film, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, pretty much describes the last few weeks of August here in Sacramento as hundreds of bills, some crafted behind closed doors, make their way to the Senate floor for a vote and then, if approved, go on to the governor's desk. Let's start with the good. Finally, after years of being ignored in Sacramento, the voices of the Coachella Valley concerning the ecological disaster taking place at the Salton Sea are finally being heard. If the governor signs my bill, SB 1416, which passed unanimously this week, taxpayers across California will be able to donate money to revive the Salton Sea Fund created to help protect one of our state's most valuable resources. Now for the bad, and there's a lot of it. Here are just 2 examples. 2 of my bills that would have provided property tax relief for senior citizens and disabled veterans were killed by Democrats in the Appropriations Committee before they could even come to a vote. I'm not sure why legislative Democrats don't appear to care about our senior citizens and our disabled veterans. Maybe you can ask them yourself. You can find their contact information on my website. And finally, the ugly. The Senate this week passed legislation which I opposed that allows convicted felons serving their sentence in county jails to vote while they're incarcerated. I'd heard from hundreds of you on this issue, and I hope now you'll contact the governor's office and ask him to veto AB 2466. The legislature remains in session until the end of this month, and I'll keep up fighting against bigger government and higher taxes. I'll also be working to pass common sense bills, at least a few that the legislative Democrats haven't already killed. Please, as always, visit my website or Facebook or Twitter pages to follow even more of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and watch as I stand up for the people of California against the special interests here in Sacramento. And as always, thank you for the opportunity to represent you here in Sacramento.